Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to WGN.
Thank you for all the support in the first episode.
Good news is everywhere, and there isn't a moment to waste. I'm Dylan Zelinsky.
And I am Zach Bennett, and this is
WGN.
Some students in Mr. Hoy's leadership class started a soccer juggling challenge on Instagram for anyone in the area to participate in.
All you have to do is take a video of yourself juggling a soccer ball, nominate 3 friends to do the challenge, and DM your video to @juggle_challenge on Instagram.
The boy and girl with the most juggles will get $100, and a second place prizes are $50. The challenge is sponsored by the Alden Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition.
It is a great way for our community to stay connected and get some much needed exercise.
Despite the situation and the weather, Mrs. Griggs took the time to teach her twins how to ride bikes without training wheels. Here's the video.
Mrs. Tanner has started a quarantine photo challenge. The rules are simple. You have to recreate a photo you took on a vacation in recent years.
Mrs. Tanner would like to invite everyone to participate. If you take part in this challenge, make sure to tag her on Twitter.
This year, Bandorama had to go virtual due to the pandemic. Thanks to all the hard work of Mr. Larry, Mrs. Nye, and Mrs. Neiman, we still got Bandorama this year. Virtual Bandorama took place on Tuesday, March 31st at 7 p.m. This year's Bandorama will certainly be one to remember. Alden truly is a community of good neighbors. At Alden High School's box office, now little office of Tiffany Resiteritz, Tiffany is in charge of screening all employees that enter the building. Tiffany got a generous and good donation of nearly 50 masks. Not only did people donate them to the school, but some people even donated them to local hospitals as well. Tiffany had this to say about the good news. Western New York, and Alden specifically, is a great place to live. We are all in this together.
During these crazy and scary times, it is often hard to do simple things like get and cook food. Alden's food service workers and teacher aides have taken this challenge into their own hands.
Throughout this long quarantine, the team has put together lunches for students across the town. This helps families with kids now home all the time get food on their tables. The transportation department delivers food on Monday and Tuesdays every week. The lunches are also available for pickup.
All of us here at WGN and Wacs News would like to say thank you to everyone involved in the operation. And now, we take you to our chief meteorologist, Alex Slojo. Alex, how's the weather out there?
It's good.
Thanks, Alex. We would now like to wish a happy birthday to Harley Dudley, Matthew King, Tyler Knoll, Alexandria Zosh, and Lillian Wanat.
Robert Engelhart, Luke Golis, Tad Lackey, and Abby Phelps. We also want to wish our very own health teacher, Mr. Casillo, a very happy birthday.
On Thursday, April 23rd, Thursday, April 30th, and May 7th, the Atlas team and Work-Based Learning are hosting virtual panel discussions. These panel discussions discuss topics such as women in technology, engineering, and art. These discussions are open to all. For more information, go to any Alden High School social media pages.
With all of the hustle and bustle in the current situation, we chose to speak to someone who finds time to send good news to our students every day.
Thank you for joining us, Mr. Ryan.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Dylan, Zach. Again, I can't thank you enough for doing this segment and all the other things that you've been doing through this time. I know that you were inspired by John Krasinski's work, and it's awesome because, you're literally making lemonade out of lemons, and I appreciate it. I know the Alden community appreciates it. Any way that we can bring light to, light and hope and laughter and positive energy to people right now is great. So again, thanks to you and the entire Wax News crew for everything that you're doing.
Thank you. That means a lot. We'll start off with our first question. So why do you do your daily/weekly updates on Schoology?
Yeah, when this whole thing started, I thought about how can I stay connected in some way to the student body. And, as a teacher, there was nothing better than, being around the students and working with them daily. And, as a principal, you're a little further away from kids, but I love my interactions with students throughout the day, in the halls, in the mornings. And I knew that, it was going to be tough to not have that every day. So, and, I know you guys do an incredible job with announcements every day as well, and sharing student birthdays and things like that. So I just thought, the Schoology platform would be the best way for me to reach out to the students every day and, share the birthdays and, any messages, of hope, of being together and sticking together and being connected. That's so important right now.
Our next question for you is, have you picked up any fun hobbies over this break?
Yeah, it's funny, in talking with a lot of the teachers and other school personnel, we've had some interesting conversations about, working from home, and how, at some point for many of us that may have seemed like, just something that was desirable. And now that we're in it, it's not so easy, and you don't have as much time as you think. And so, people talk about, I thought I was going to get this project done or that project done, or read this or do that. It's not as easy. So, I have my twin 4-year-old boys, and, we spend more time together now than I would otherwise, which is great. We try to get out and hike as much as we can, throughout the week, more so on the weekends. And it's just been something that we love to do. The boys, I mean, they'll hike for 2 or 3 miles, and we try to find different places throughout Western New York, beautiful places. Sprague Brook Park, which is across from Kissing Bridge Ski Resort in Colden, is a beautiful park. And we would go there in the past, and very few people would be there. Well, now during this pandemic, of course, everybody wants to be outside, so people are everywhere. But great hiking trails. So that's something that we do a lot of. Playing games. The boys love to play hockey, so we go out and we play a little hockey in the driveway. Their favorite game right now is Uno, so we play that. We play that a little bit before they go to bed, and they don't like to lose, so sometimes there's tears. But they're learning that. They're learning that you don't always win, so that's good. And I'm always trying to read. So I usually have a book that I'm into, and so I try to do that. But beyond that, it's you just don't have as much time as you think you do.
So our third question for you is, how are you dealing with being a principal during this time?
Obviously, I was talking to someone this morning about this, and certainly in my education, as I prepared to become an administrator, there was no class on something like this. You didn't get prepared for this, and so the key in I'd say education in general is really flexibility and understanding that change is the only constant. Obviously, this is something that wasn't expected or predicted, but here we are. So the bottom line is doing our best for kids and families, and that's the number one focus. And so my time is spent largely on Zoom throughout the days, communicating with teachers individually, by department, working with the counselors and Mr. McCowan on, again, supporting students and families.
And then our last question is, just, is there anything else you want to add to anything that you said?
Guys, just again, thank you. Really, truly, thank you for doing this. I think you guys know I've had great relationships with both of you over the years, and I love what you bring to Alden High School, the energy, the creativity. There's a lot of inspiring commercials on TV right now, and you see and the Apple commercial that you see, a lot of things are shut down in the world, things that normally happen that don't happen, but creativity is not one of them. I think this pandemic has sparked I think new creativity in people, because we're having to be resourceful and do things differently, and this is a great example of that. And I'm just I'm grateful to be I'm grateful to be someone who works with young people like yourselves. And again, I appreciate this opportunity.
Thank you for coming on the show today.
Thanks, buddy.
That's all we have for you this week. Thank you for joining us on another episode of WGN.
If you have any good news, send them into waxgoodnews@gmail.com.
I'm Dylan Zielinski.
And I'm Zach Bennett, signing